Why I prefer to rent as opposed to owning a property. I have been both a property owner and a renter. In fact, when I was a property owner, I used to own three different properties in my neighborhood, all of them around 10, 15 minutes walking distance from where I live right now. And I have been renting this apartment where I live for over 10 years. And when I evaluate which one do I rather do, I rather be a renter than an owner many, many times. When I was a property owner, I had to attend condominium meetings. I had to deal with co-owners, and those meetings were not the most people pleasant meetings. They were full of drama and just they were just obnoxious. Besides, they were never at a good time. I had to handle repairs, broken toilets, broken refrigerators, bed bugs, all these kind of things. And of course, I had to be on pay of the taxes, the insurance, and I had many, many headaches coming over and over every week. Everything, many unexpected things they will just happen. As a renter, I deal with none of that. All I do is I pay my rent on the first of the month, and that's it. If something breaks, it's not my problem. If the taxes goes up or something, it's not my problem. That's the problem of the property owner. So many people say, well, when you buy a property, you are making an investment. And many people say renting is throwing your money away. Well, let's talk about investment for a second, okay? So when you buy a property, let's say a $500,000 property, you give a down payment. A down payment, let's say 20%, which is about $100,000. This is an investment, okay? I can use that $100,000 and invest it somewhere else. Now, when we look at the price increase of properties in the United States, the average price increase in the US is about 3 to 5%. Sure, there are places where the property value goes up a lot higher, but there are many places where they don't. In fact, there are many places where the property value goes down. So, in average, 3 to 5% is a good number. In Canada, well, there is a little bit more demand. I think our immigration policies have been a lot more generous than the ones in the United States. There is an influx of people coming every year, and the property value here have gone up anywhere from 5 to 7%. Okay, so yeah, fair enough. But when first of all, let's consider that this is not passive money. Okay, once you buy a property, whether you are an owner and you're living in it, or you are buying a property as an investment, this is hard work. You have to constantly upgrade the property, make repairs, change the roof, change the plumbing, change the electricity, on and on and on. While if you make an investment, let's say you invest in the most popular investment vehicle, which is index funds, in particular the S&P 500. The S&P 500, it has been going up for over 10 years at a clip of 10 to 12%. And this is 100% passive investment. This, you don't get phone calls, you don't get regulation changes, you don't get none of that. You just sit on your hands and watch your money grow. So the comparison is not even close. The value of your money grows much faster when you are investing in index fund than when you are investing in properties. And in addition to that, when you're investing in index fund in the stock market, you are doing nothing. In fact, the less that you do, the higher the possibilities that you will earn more money. While you are investing in properties, of course, you have to do everything. You have to do the keeping, the background check of the tenants destroy the properties. This happens quite often, so on and so forth. So there is no comparison. Now let's talk about diversification. Okay, so let's go back to the example of a person buying a $500,000 property. He gave a down payment of $100,000, and that's it. You are locked all most of your money is locked into this one single property. There's no diversification whatsoever. If there is a tornado and it destroys your property, you are screwed. If there is a flood and it destroys your property, you are screwed. If there are fires right now, there are fires all over the United States and Canada, and many people have lost their houses. So you could say, okay, well, that's what insurance is for. Well, let me tell you, there are many places where insurance is no longer available. There are many places in Florida where there are all these floods and tornadoes, and insurance companies are saying, no, we don't want to take that risk anymore. There are many places close to the forest that insurance companies are saying, no, we don't want to take that risk anymore. And if they do, it's at a higher price. And, of course, this eats into your profit. This eats into the value of your property. If you pay, I don't know, 1% expenses every year just in insurance, well, now you are making a lot less. You have more headaches and you are making a lot less than before. So, wow, if you invest in the stock market, let's say one of these index funds, let's say the Standard & Poor's 500, then you are diversifying, you're spreading your money over 500 different companies. Now you are well diversified. In 1 year, let's say technology is up, and then oil prices are down. So you are more or less even. In another year, retail is up and telecommunication is down. So you are more or less even. There is less of that feeling that you're putting all your money in just one sector. And as I told you, over the past 10 years, the average of all these industries, they have been going up over 10% every year. So this is great. I think this is a no-brainer. Now, let's talk a little bit about flexibility, okay? So when I buy or sell a property, I have to sell the whole thing, the whole chunk of property, or I cannot sell parts of my property. I cannot sell one bedroom or one bathroom. I cannot sell the yard or the entrance. No, I have to sell everything or nothing at all. So there is no flexibility there. In addition to that, whenever there is a transaction, let's say I want to sell my property, then I have to pay a hefty commission. This commission varies from 4% to 6%. So once again, if we are talking about this $500,000 property, which is just an average price, now we are talking anywhere from $20,000 to $30,000 in just this one transaction. And then, I don't know where you live, but here in Montreal, where I live, once you buy a property, then the city gives you what they call a welcome tax. It's like a tax for evaluating your property, so on and so forth. This can be quite expensive as well. Whereas, if you invest in the stock market, first of all, you don't have to invest such a big amount of money to make an investment. You could start an investment with $100. You could say, I'm gonna deposit $100 in my bank account, and you could just start like that. So you don't need to go to all these finding money and financing and paying all these accountants and notaries and inspectors and none of that. No, you can just start with $100 and you are good to go. And let's talk about commission, okay? So, as we spoke, when you buy or sell a property, there is 4 to 6% commission. When you buy or sell stocks in the stock market, the average commission is $10. I could sell $1 million worth of stocks tomorrow, and my whole commission will be $10. Do I have $10 here? Yes, I have $10 here. So this will be a commission that I will pay, $10. I will pay this to sell $1 million worth of stocks. So this is just amazing flexibility. Okay, so now let's say, okay, so what's the positive side of owning a property? Well, a lot of people love owning property. Number one, because that is the legacy mentality that we have from maybe centuries already. From many centuries, you were able to show how wealthy you are by the amount of property that you had. Okay, you could say casually in a conversation, oh yes, I own 5 properties or 10 properties and so on and so forth. And people could make an idea of how wealthy you were. But this is a legacy thing. Now people, I have stocks, and my wealth is just on stocks, and I could easily have more money than someone that has a property without going, yeah, just in my bank account. Okay, so legacy. Then the other thing is, if you have a particular taste, let's say I want to paint this whole room black. Okay, I am not the owner of this property, and my landlord would not be happy with that. But if this was my property, I could paint this whole room black if I wanted to, or green or yellow or whatever. It just doesn't matter. I could change the kitchen to whatever size or whatever. And then there's the additional benefit that if you're going to stay in a property, let's say over 5 years or so, most likely like 10, eventually you will pay out less money in mortgage than in rent. Okay, but that takes a while. That takes at least 5 years before that start kicking in. So those are the benefits. Overall, I still would rather be a renter. Oh, just one more benefit as a renter. Let's say I want to move to Colombia. Okay, I had it with the winter in Canada. I'm sick of whatever, and now I want to go and retire and live in Colombia. I can just tell my landlord, hey, listen, I'm gonna go to Colombia, and then we will negotiate, and I will give him 3 months notice, find another tenant, and I'm gone. Okay. Whereas if I was an owner, I wanted to go to Colombia, then I had to go through the whole process of selling. Selling could take a couple of weeks, a couple of months, or if I want to sell at a good price, it could even take a year or so. So those are the advantages or disadvantages of owning versus renting. I am a renter. I will be a renter. I know some of you would disagree. It has been ingrained in our head that to build wealth, you have to be a property owner. I don't think that's right. But hey, you have been told that all your life, so maybe you believe it. Let me know in your comments where you stand. I'm so eager to know, and talk to you later. Peace.